As evening sky appeared colorful closer to nature, we heard loud commotions inside the farm.
What, mama, what, hey!
We noticed a lone Indian gaur staring at the farmers. The agitated farmers were making loud noise to scare away the gaur. The Indian gaur appeared restless, and was frantically trying to find its way back into the jungle. But the barbed fence deterred it. The human and animal conflicts will continue to remain high closer to the jungle, and each species will have to find its path to survival.
Emma, இங்கிட்டு தான் வருது, அங்கிட்டு போங்க. ஏமா இங்கிட்டு வாங்க, இங்கிட்டு வாங்க.
கொஞ்சம் மேலே ஏற்றி மலையெல்லாம் கவர் பண்ணுங்க. இல்லை இது வருது.
ஏமா
அந்த குச்சிலுக்கு போங்க.
ஓடுங்க.
அந்த குச்சிலுக்கு போங்க, அங்கதான் வருது.
As the farmers kept raising their voice to warn the other farmers, the gaur became more aggressive. Finally, the gaur decided to lift its huge body to jump over the barbed fence, bringing peace back inside the farm. As the day broke in the midst of a foggy condition, 3 deers cautiously popped out of the jungle. After patiently scanning the area, the deers slowly moved towards the pond one by one. As this territory is ruled by a pack of Dholes, the scent around the area makes the deer to be more cautious. The deers quenched its thirst, and cautiously moved back into the jungle. While we patiently waited for some action, all of a sudden the Dholes moved in one by one. Mira and her grown puppies started assembling and changed the environment around the pond. Seeing us, Mira, the alpha female, kept her focus on the rolling camera while her puppies were in their playful mood. This pack generally spends considerable time in the water after moving around its territory. However, the Dholes continue to hate the presence of the human species and quickly move away. Later in the evening, this somber deer was isolated, a beginning of new challenges in the life of the Dholes. We reached the early in the morning, to find this deer dead. The smell emanating from the dead deer attracts new intruders from the nearby farms. This time, a young dog has come to this pond in search of food. The hunger drives these dogs living in the nearby farms to scavenge around the jungle. But this young dog was not aware of the presence of the Dholes in this territory. Mira and her puppies suddenly popped up and took a dip in the cold water. They lined up and cautiously moved towards the dog after scanning the area for any danger. As one of them ran towards the dog ran for its life. Mira and its puppies were not interested in the dog and started to search for something. We then realized that Dholes had a kill on the previous day. Everything appeared strange, as most part of the kill were missing. Dholes themselves were scanning for leftovers. The puppies themselves were fighting and feeding on the leftover. Mira, the alpha female, appeared injured and the flies were irritating her. Dholes have the habit of consuming every bit of the prey, including skin and some parts of the bones. Mira found a small piece of a meat which was soiled. The intelligent Mira took the meat to the water to clean it. While Mira was feeding after cleaning it, an eagle flew to attack to it. The alertness of Mira enabled it charge back at the eagle. One of the puppy found the chopped head of a deer which was again found soiled. It then realized that the head was soiled. Two other puppies too joined to feed. It then took the head to the water and dropped it to remove the soil. It appeared that someone had removed the meat, leaving behind the head. After removing most part of the deer, only scattered meat were left around the pond. After removing the soil from the meat, the puppy lifted and carried the head to the grass to consume it. Other puppies joined to feed on the head. After consuming the leftovers, the puppies spent some time around the water before moving back into the jungle. Next day, it was another dog from the nearby farm. The dog has followed the smell and come to scavenge on the leftover. Dholes again popped out and moved towards the dog. We then realized that the Dholes were resting nearby, and quickly moved in to chase away the intruders. This time, the dog spotted the dhole and quickly moved away. The dog's maturity and alertness helped her to move away from the Dholes harmless. But the Dholes started to follow the dog to chase her away from the territory. As the Dholes continued to follow, the fate of the dog was unknown. On a rainbow day, a dog appeared on the small hill adjacent to the pond. After exploring the hill, the dog decided to explore the pond. When the dog was scavenging around the pond, all of a sudden huge Indian gaur appeared to drink water. The gaur was very cautious and assessed the threat from the dog. Although the gaur was huge in size, it still scanned the surroundings for any danger. After a while the gaur moved into the pond to drink water. While the environment remained calm, the dog looked up and started running. It was Raja and Meera, the dominant Dholes. The Raja chased away the dog, causing confusion to the gaur. The huge male gaur, after assessing the situation, quickly moved into the jungle. Raja and Meera came together, demonstrating its dominance in the territory under the beautiful sun setting. They spent good time in the water and moved back into the jungle. This land abutting the jungle is not only used by dogs and poles, but also by cattle and Indian gaur. The food is the main reason, driving them beyond the boundary. These cattle have also adopted over the period, and demonstrate animal instinct towards humans. After seeing the cattle pass by, the Indian gaur cautiously moved towards the pond under the watchful eyes of its leader. Despite their large size and being in the herd, they are always cautious of the danger. The gaur takes turn to monitor and scan the area, while the others take time to drink the water. They would have inherited this behavior over the period. Unlike Dholes, the gaur don't spend time around the water. The leader waits till every member of the herd has quenched its thirst, before making the move. The whole herd follows the direction of the leader. The arrival of monsoon delights everyone, including human species. The dull and brown environment transforms into delightful and green environment. The habit drives few mammals to the same water body for some time. But the behavior of Dholes don't change till they are impacted with an incident. A senior dog arrives to the pond to find Mira and her puppies around the water. But seeing that the Dholes don't seem to be interested, we then realized that the Dholes had already spotted us and were reluctant to attack. This senior dog, mindful of our presence, stood curious and confused. The Dholes were curious and at the same time were mindful of our presence. This prevented Dholes from attacking the dog. The Dholes seemed to be relaxed and stood its ground. The dog continues to watch the Dholes occasionally coming closer to us. Next day, the big dog is accompanied by a small puppy to the pond. All of a sudden, the Dholes appeared from nowhere. This time the Dholes decide to teach a lesson. However, the big dog chooses to stay and confront. The Dholes use the same tactics to attack the dog. One sharp bite, and the Dholes leave it there. Maybe our presence deterred the Dholes from attacking further on the dog. As the Dholes continue to chase away the dogs, the hunger drives these dogs to scavenge on the kill. But these dogs carry deadly viruses with them. They are the most ignored and infected animals. These private land abutting jungle and farms will continue to see challenges from humans and animal species. The sharp bite of the dhole left this dog limping, but hunger drives them back to scavenge on the leftover. It is important for intelligent human species to find a solution to these problems in the interest of human species, as the survival of animals is important for survival of humans.